Hey everybody, welcome back to Jon David's Journey. I'm Justin, Jon David's dad. He's waking up right now, but he's been incredibly waddy today, more so specifically this evening. Tylenol's helped take the edge off a little bit, but we haven't had to give him any rescue oxy, but he has been very, very waddy and been going through the withdrawals. On the good news front, we had our pump training today, we had oxygen training, we had a lot of our equipment training for things so that way we can get ready to go home. And we thought about doing the 24 hours of care starting tonight, but we're going to do mine on Sunday, and I think Mallory's just going to be next week. Each of us has to do 24 hours of care with things like the equipment, so that way we can prove that we know it, we can go home with it, and it serves a dual purpose. One, it allows us to get some hands-on experience with the equipment here at the hospital, and two, it allows them to see if the equipment's actually really working, and so that way they can fix. It's a lot easier to fix the problem if the equipment's not working. They have a replacement here versus we get home, equipment's not doing well, and then that becomes a bigger issue. Jon David got caught smiling a couple times today, which I'm sure a lot of people will be excited to see in the videos tonight. But it's the first time that we've caught him on video where he's snuck a little smile or two, and you'll see it when they're on there. They don't last very long, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but you'll see him just get his little smirk, he'll smile, and then he'll focus out. And you'll never guess what it was that he was smiling at. It was his mobile, which y'all, for those of you who've watched from the beginning to now, y'all know that he loves that mobile. So it is only fitting that he smiles at it quite a bit. Jon David also had a visitor today that was a medical student. One of the things they do here is patients can get nominated for something called My Life, My Story. And so a medical student will come by, interview, and then kind of do a write-up in their file. And so one of the providers nominated him for this. And so he had this visit today, and she interviewed us and got his answers. He's nonverbal, so we have to answer kind of for him at this point. And so there'll be a write-up that will go into his file, so that way when people look at his chart, and specifically providers who are new to him can look at that and kind of read this brief synopsis and kind of get a better idea of his full story without having to read through 30 pages of chart information and seeing all the treatment he's gotten. Because for those of y'all who've been here when we've hit month 1 and month 2, y'all probably saw all of the x-rays and labs and everything else. Instead of them having to go through all that minutia of seeing what all has been done, they can kind of read the synopsis that the My Life, My Story will have for the provider. We also had a visit from Mimi and Aunt SeSe and Hunter today. Hunter will be up for the weekend, and so he is staying with us tonight. I know you're awake, buddy. I know. Jon David had another bath today with Miss Chandler, who's actually the person who was here when he got his first bath. And Miss Chandler also was very nice and pushed Hunter around the unit because Hunter was very adamant that he was going to be a baby up until he saw a picture that Mallory showed him of a baby with teeth that the passy had messed up. And at that point, he said, "I don't want buck teeth," and he was very, very against the passy. I think he has broken from passies now. He also got to spend time with Jon David, and it was the first time they really got to play together. They did tummy time, and he was being a very good big brother and wanted to play with Jon David. And then also one of the things that I forgot to put in the video last night, but a title that has been given to us yesterday when one of our long-term companions here went home. He had been here for a very, very long time and was discharged, and we all celebrated him, but they passed the title to us of longest active on the unit. So we have been here for the longest of the active patients that are here right now. And so that is the second title that we've gotten that we really didn't want. First one was being most critical in the unit. We had that for a few days when he was on ECMO after he had his cardiac arrest and then had a stroke. So we were there for a little bit with that, and we didn't like that title, and we're happy that we graduated from it and it's moved on. But now we have this title, which between the two, I guess we would rather have this one than the first one. But hopefully we will graduate from this one next week, and we'll be able to hand it on to somebody else, and we will have this experience with it and no more. Hopefully we will not have this title again. Mallory also took Hunter out on a little mommy and son date out in the Bull City, which is why you see the statue of the bull. And so they had some fun going out and getting some ice cream. But we are going to see if we can get him down for the night. He's starting to doze back off. Hopefully the withdrawal symptoms will hold out for the night and he can actually get some good rest, and so can I. But hope you have a good night and God bless.
Do you want your fancy bag?
I see that.
Because we have butt teeth.
I'll give you buck teeth, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Butt
I was just coming to tell you goodbye.
Yep,
me, I did. Okay.
Butt teeth.
Well, then you gotta. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jon David, tell everybody bye-bye.